One of the first things I wanted to try after getting my DJI Mavic 3 Pro drone was a follow test. In my mind, a true follow test would be of the set it and forget it kind, where all I would do was get the drone in the air, designate my truck as the subject, and just drive, with the drone following me without any problem. Additional challenges would be the surroundings. First, I am driving a mostly white truck on mostly white streets, since the test was performed in January. Luckily, the black bed cover on my truck makes it highly visible, as well as a decent takeoff and landing zone, if nothing better can be found. The second challenge would be the naked trees, as there are no leaves on them in January in the Midwest. The thin branches would be harder to detect than branches covered with leaves. The third challenge would be the uneven height of the trees. I want my drone to be close enough to show some detail, but far enough to avoid obstacles like trees. Since I'm recording the video in 4K, I can always zoom in during post-production, but if I'm driving through beautiful surroundings, I would like to see them too, and not just my vehicle. So there must be balance, and the drone must adjust to the height of the obstacles. For my real-world test, I decided to drive through my neighborhood. As you can see, I'm driving slowly, and Mavic 3 Pro is following me as expected. There are several curves on my route, as well as a few turns. So far the drone is performing admirably, following me through the curves of the road. But how will it navigate the upcoming left turn? The trees at this intersection appear much taller than the M3P encountered earlier in the trip, and the widely spread branches pose an obstacle it cannot navigate successfully. Time to reset. The Mavic 3 Pro does not have side obstacle detection sensors, only front, bottom and back, so the tree branches to its left prove to be an impossible task. We'll need to keep that in mind during the future trips. As you can see now, the street is mostly clear of the trees, and the drone is doing just great. That front obstacle detection sensor I mentioned earlier is helping the drone avoid the power lines in its path. You've all seen the pictures of fried drones, right? One thing you should always pay attention to is the battery charge level, especially during the cold months. During the struggles with that huge tree blocking the left turn earlier, the drone used up a lot of battery power, and I forgot to swap the battery for a fresh one during the reset. As a result, after some smooth sailing, the battery dropped to the critical level during the flight, and the drone decided to perform an emergency landing. I was driving at the time and could not think quickly enough. The meter showed 5 minutes of flight time left, which could potentially be enough to make it to my home, but I did not know how the drone will act in this situation, so I decided to land it manually in a safe spot. All in all, I think the drone performed as expected. If you know its limitations and account for them in your flight plan, it will do what it can, well enough. Stay tuned for a repeat of this test sometime in the summer, when the trees get their leaves back. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. See you soon!